It's November 1983, so it has been a couple months now since we released our first product, which is Image Shop. It's just a simple 2D editor. It had pretty old technology, and I've updated it now to at least be at 1982. Of course, it's almost 1984, but we've updated the tech a little bit more modern now. And we've sold a total of 5,300 copies. It's not much, but it's something. And we have 27K in stock. My printer is going to keep us at around 30K, which is probably more than I need to keep it at. But at least now we're only printing the copies that we sell. We're only replacing what we sell for now. What I'd like to get started on is our next project. Core needs something to do. The core team needs something to do. So what I'd like to get started on is our first game. Now, I got my notes here in front of me here. So it says December spend money taxes. Yeah, maybe. Probably not, though. I need to bank it up, actually. I've also gone in and I've completed a little bit of the building's design somewhat here, so you can kind of see where I'm going for. We got symmetry through this area like this, and then this is going to come out and do the same thing all the way through, and then it'll round through here. And then we're going to have this little area in the back here, which I'll probably use as like a courtyard for people to hang out with. All right. Then the building will go up from there. So that's our building's design for now. I haven't quite decided if the elevators are going to be here or they're going to be here. I'm kind of digging on them being right here, because if we were going to do elevators, right? Let's go elevators, big elevator. If we're going to do this right here, okay, let's just kind of get it this way. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 right there, and then it curves around from that spot, right? It curves at this wall on both sides, right? So we have enough room for 1, 2, 3, 4 elevators right here, which is the amount of elevators I was going to put on this side. So I actually kind of like the idea of going through here. People choose one of 2 doors to go in, and then they end up at the elevator. Probably they're going to choose to go this way to go to the elevator because we have extra offices here. And I could, of course, put extra offices over here too, but yeah, so I'm kind of digging that. It's a different building design than I've had before. Open with windows in the front here like we did last video. There's a few extra windows along the sides here and stuff too, and once I really know where I am, we'll probably add some extra windows. There's no reason to have windows here. There's no reason to have windows here. And yeah, also this area here is going to be high ceilings, a big old open sort of atrium thing here. Will be pretty nice. I might move marketing, maybe move it over here actually, and then have this extend all the way out, so we have an even bigger reception area, an even bigger high ceiling area. It could be kind of nice to do that. So but that's neither here or there. That's in the future, isn't it? Yes, that's future things to do. So what we want to do is get ourselves, I think, our first game started, because that's what I have on my to-do list here. That's what I wrote down a few days ago. So get second team for night. Yeah, we want to get a second core team as well, so that they can develop the stuff faster. So core team, I think we're going to do an RPG first. And then once the design on this is done, while the next thing is designing, Image Shop 2, we're going to get a sequel to that. We can be developing this one. So we'll have both things going at once. It's not generally advised, and I may not do that, but I think once the development begins on this, we could also have some of the other teams pitch in and help with that. So I want to get into games, right? And the work order says RPGs. So let's go in and see what that would take. And I'm pretty sure we're not quite ready to get there to be effective with it, but I want to get started with doing something with gaming, and I want to do it with my own teams. I want to do self-publishing and marketing and all that stuff to start getting well known, at least, or at least better known for games. So let's go over here, and we want to go to games, because they are going to be, there we go, much bigger here. So lots and lots of things to do here. So this is very complicated. I'm going to try to walk you through it if you haven't seen it before, but I'm not going to get everything right. And I'm not going to cover everything because it's just a little bit complicated. First, let's choose an RPG. This is what I wanted to do. And don't laugh at me, but the first name that came into my head is Char Quest. I have no idea why, but that's what I got in my head, so that's what I went with. That's my name of my first game. We're going to take the framework, we're going to add a framework development for this, and we're going to call it the Char Games. Okay, so this is the Char Games framework. Now, I don't know if the framework is only for RPGs or if it works for the type. I'm hoping it's for the type, but we'll see. Okay, so here's all the things we can activate. We definitely want the 2D graphics center and the audio system activated. By activating the audio system, we also get potential soundtrack targeting, which means we can maybe sell add-ons to, sell soundtrack stuff, right? Games are nice because you got add-on potential. So for instance, mod support, we have expansion pack targeting is 100%. Mod support adds content package targeting. We can now add mods and updates and DLCs and stuff to this, is what this is. You add mod support if you want to sell DLC. Okay, so there you go. Okay, let's go to the next page. So first we need to choose all three of these. All three of these are dependencies, including anti-cheat, unfortunately. Now for the game engine for this game, we have some options, and what we're looking for is release date. So we want tech level, actually, is the most important thing. So 1983 is our framework, is what we want here. The XNA framework is the game engine we want for that. So there we go. Then we have anti-piracy. And looks like the only one that's really compatible with our tech level is the Guard Next 7. And then anti-cheat is going to be, I guess, one of these two. This one looks like it's the best one based on reviews, so we can go ahead and get this one. Okay, operating system, most important thing is active users. We'll go ahead and boot Arca OS 3 on this one. And that's it for this section. Next page. This is the most important section. This is how we target things. This is how we choose what features to put in based on what the market is looking for. Now, one thing we could do here is kind of choose where we want to target, but until we start adding features, nothing's really changing here, right? So what we're looking for is, what does the market want? And if we analyze market saturation, we can see that if we target story more than anything, we have a good shot at having less competition, right? Like a little bit less saturated here. We can maybe differentiate ourselves a little bit more. So if we apply that, it's not going to look to where we're targeting. We're targeting here for the most optimal thing based on the analysis. Our competition is located kind of around here. So we want to kind of go around here. And, most people are on gameplay here. So how to do this? Each feature is going to add points to one of those three categories: gameplay, graphics, and story. And the higher our tech level, the faster this goes up. So we can achieve what the market is expecting with less features, less development, if it's more advanced stuff. Lower tech levels are faster to develop. Higher tech levels are more impactful, but take more time to develop. So the fact that I am targeting the highest tech level here means the longest development time. Now, I could reduce the tech level if I want to have the development time go down. And actually, if I go 1980 2D graphics, it also reduces the royalties I have to pay, which right now is 13.8%. If I raise this up, it's going to add a little bit more to it. So we have 3.1% there. And then right now we're total of 17% royalties at this point because of the tech. People are patenting the tech, right? So we want this to be as advanced as possible, but it's going to take us a long time to develop. So right now, because no features are active at all, we have a 0% interest. Go figure. A game with no content's not interesting to anyone. So let's start plugging in some things. We know we want to target story the most. So I think any feature that raises story is something that we should probably do. So we have linear history. That's a big one. Let's go ahead and do that. Procedural scenario generator adds to story. We have dialogue trees add to story, adaptive difficulty, linear world. And it looks like maybe the rescue module is good because that's going to help us in saving our state. We want mod support for the content package targeting. It doesn't really impact story at all, but gameplay, I guess. We're going to go through nothing for achievements. So dungeon crawler and roguelike RTS. Apparently action and survival RPGs are mostly gameplay graphics, not story. That makes sense, I guess, in some ways, depending how you look at it. Customizable character is good. We want to get XP and level systems, attribute systems, class system, skill trees. Over here on the 2D graphics center, we're looking for map layers. We're going to go for, again, anything that adds to story. We're going to click the box. And we also want reverse Uno. What this does is it denies the intellectual property rights of the lead designer of the release. Now, this adds a lot of development time and need for people, especially on artists. But here's the thing. If I choose me as the lead designer here, since I know I'm 75% inspiring, I don't need to click this. So I'm not going to bother with it because I'm not leaving my own company. So that's fine. Over here on the audio system, we pretty much want to check all of these because it's going to raise our content packaging and stuff over here, I think, is what it's doing. No, it's not changing that. I guess it's not changing that. This one's not changing anything other than allowing us to do digital music distribution, which is going to take, I think, one more artist, but it does only one artist, so it's fine. So right now we're at 6 years of development. We have 61% interest and no waste. We have 3% waste. That's this part right here. The bar fills up is what I'm contributing, and then this is what we're kind of targeting for. So I have a little bit of waste here in gameplay. If I could remove something for gameplay, maybe like roguelite, we would reduce the waste, but we're also not getting closer to story in that case, right? So I could maybe reduce this stuff, or I could just, rebalance. Maybe I don't want to target this. Maybe I want to change my target. Right, so maybe I come and do something like this, for example, and then if I add a few extra things, then I can have no waste, right? Maybe I add the state manager for saves. I go and say I want a tutorial here. I guess that's adding story. I didn't have that active before. Maybe I want to add a day-night cycle to help with graphics, right? If we balance this optimally, we're looking right now at 89%. That's not really the analysis. It's not where the analysis says we're best suited for like hitting low saturation. But if we really put here, we're looking at 89% interest and it's 7 years of development time. That's not too bad. I can raise this bar for gameplay by going turn-based compat or companion AI. I think that's adding extra time for development. We're gonna need a lot more programmers here too. But see how long this is taking, right? This is taking 7 years to develop. Now, if I reduce my tech level, I'm going to get further away from the target, but it could take me less people to do it. So maybe I can go something like this and I get 95% interest in 7 years. And then maybe NPC narration tips us over the mark. So now we can have 100%. That's also great for story. We wanted to go closer to story. Maybe we can now remove one of these. There we go. So we're at 100% now. 8 years of development, it says. It's a very long time. 8 years is too long to spend on this. It's going to take, it's so expensive. I'm never going to make my money back on this. So it's not really all that great. Now, what I could do instead of making a game right now, right? What I could maybe do is take a look at what it would take to make a game engine instead. And the game engine is something that other people could use to make their games later. And I can collect licensing fees and stuff for other people using it, right? If other people want to make games, okay, we could start that. And then once I start making my own games, I'm limited by the engine. So what I might choose to do is we can turn on some of these new features. We could, I don't know how long it takes to develop, but we could maybe go in and add like all these things. It's so bad to add C right here because like C+ is going to be available very soon. Or C++ is going to be available very soon. It is what it is though. 4 years for this already. Scenario generators, main loop. So I could, if I want to like say something internally, I could just do something like this and have everything active. This engine supports everything. Oh my gosh, it's 9 years to develop it, right? So you kind of have to mix and match and choose sort of what you want to do. But if you're making your engine, well, then you got to choose a 2D editor and an audio tool to go with it. Well, I already have a 2D editor that supports the things I want to do. So won't have to worry about any licensing fees there. And then the audio tools, I guess, are over here. We can take a look at the reviews. Tech level is important as well. Looks like the highest reviews for a good tech level, I suppose, is probably this one. So Audio Evolution 5. And now I've got $15,000 in licensing costs. I'm going to pay 12% basically in royalties. That's because of the tech level. And yeah, then we go by here. But it's 10 years, right? If I want everything. Maybe I don't want everything. Let's analyze the market. What does the market need? Okay, so I'm way high on green, way a lot of waste over here. So let's reduce some features here. We'll take C out of this, I guess. We'll remove this one. Pixel perfect. Texture filtering, I guess, isn't something that anyone needs in this time period. Main loop. You know, we could, it's probably faster, honestly, to just do this at this point. There we go. I just wanted to take a look and see, you know, how long it would take to develop the perfect game engine. All right, so we analyze this. That's where we need to be. So we go with like a time manager. Maybe we go with memory allocators. We can get tessellation, pixel perfect here. 2D settings, we want, let's say, 8-bit, advanced movement, 2D sprite optimization, maybe some texture support. We can get a VRAM driver, which is adding a lot, actually, to it. That's nice. That's a big thing. ECS is good. Telemetry, graphic settings, event systems. Add C back in there, dang it. And now we're at 95% in 4 years of development. We actually have way more designers than we need. I think if I'm going to take this, we make this a core project only. So let's make this a core project only. Now, this guy has a lot of skill with game engines. So I probably want him to do this, because he's got a lot of skill with it. And it's still a chance that he's like a genius. So we might want to give him a chance to do it. But now we're low on designers, so we're going to have to add some designers in. But either way, this is 95%, and this is almost where the market is looking here. So maybe we could add something that goes with performance, a sound bit. We didn't even do anything with sound yet. Wow. Okay, so I probably want to take away a few of these things because I'm going to have to add some sound stuff. So stereo sound would be great. We're not at 1986 yet. So let's get musical, polyphony. Let's say we remove the tessellation. Pixel perfect. We can remove that. It's kind of a waste right now. We want to add the animation refinement, but then we want to remove something purple. Where's the purple ones? Maybe graphic settings of all things. Can remove that. That seems bad. Advanced movement. We can take that away, put the graphic settings back. We're at 96%. We need to get a little bit more on that red. So I'm thinking we go down the list here, and I'm not seeing anything that goes just red. So we're probably, resource manager might be good. A little bit there. So you have a 10% wasted interest there. Is there anything that's like pretty much all purple in its execution? Can maybe remove a little bit here. How about the 8-bit? You know, I feel like maybe the world's just not ready for 8-bit. Get rid of that one. And we get rid of kind of nothing. I think that's kind of it. Yeah, so we have 7% waste. It's not that bad. We gotta have ECS. Yeah, you know, 94%. I think this is fine, but it's still 12 years of development because we don't have enough designers. So if I was to add the contracts team back into the design of this process, now we're down to 4 years. I think that's acceptable. I think we make an engine instead. So the 2D editor we're going to choose is Image Shop, and we don't have an audio tool of our own. So we're going to have to choose somebody else's, and that's just the way it'll be. So tech level is going to go to Sound Studio. Looks like maybe this one is rated a little bit better, has more users. So I think we'll go Audio Evolution 5. We're going to add operating system compatibility to Arca OS 3. And if we come back here, we need a name for this engine. I'm going to call it Char Games. I don't know. This is the Char engine. Why not? I don't know. This is the Char Games framework, right? Is what we were doing before. Char Games framework. Maybe we'll just leave it as Char Games. Okay, Char Engine from Char Games. There we go. Now, for the price on this, we're going to be a little bit more reasonable. Let's go with like $95 because we're not that well known. We want it to be actually cheap. We want people to use it. So how about we go $75? We'll sell it for pretty cheap compared to most engines. And according to the analytics, this is pretty much what people are asking for. If we could remove purple a little bit here, it would probably be the 2D 8-bit thing. This is closer to what people want, the two colors. but I like 8-bit colors. I think we're going to go 8-bit anyway. Because remember, this is my engine. We're going to be able to use this ourselves later too to create games. So we kind of want features that we're going to want to use too. But we can always get the engine out, get the tech levels done, and then work on the next version that has more features once you have money is kind of where this is going. Scheduling adapter is interesting too. System level service that dynamically balances resource usage and background tasks, improving stability and user experience while adding a small maintenance cost. That adds an entire year of development. So no thanks. Yeah, multi-threaded modules, we're fine here. Just like this is cool. So I'm going to let this guy do this instead, I think is where we're going to go. And we're self-publishing this. We're not going to bother with paying someone else to publish it. So we're going to work on Char Engine instead of a game. A game takes like 9 years to do the way I want. This one is much more reasonable. And then both teams are working on the design, which is a little bit bad because we're also supposed to be designing here. So what we need to do, per my notes, is we need to get a night team, a second core team. So why don't we take and look at, this is where core is. This is where core lives. And we could take, I think one thing to do is to add more to core, right? So I think we probably want to go ahead and duplicate this and add these in here where they go. Let's maybe move these plants. Oops, not that. You know what? I could just do this instead. Yeah, let's just do this instead. All right. They're going to be next to each other. It's fine. All right. Leave the plants where they are. Poor things. There we go. Okay. And then we can maybe move these barricades to be kind of like this. That's okay. We're going to have this be there. So 4 more people added to this team. And then what I want to do is I want to clone this room. Oh, hang on. What did I do? I moved it instead of... Yeah, duplicate. That's what I want to do. And then add that there. Now, what's going on here? Add trash cans near. I didn't have trash cans? Oh, it's over here. These ones aren't covered. Let's go ahead and add the trash cans to the side too. There we go. And it can stop whining at me now. Air quality might become a problem because there's too many people in here. Yeah, well... That makes sense, you know? That makes sense. The only thing I can think of doing about that is nothing at all. I'm just going to let it be. Air quality is a problem. I guess add more vents. More vents might take care of it. We can maybe add a vent over here. That might help it a little bit. There's going to be some extra noise from that, but otherwise it should be fine. It's not really yelling at me anymore, so I think we're fine. Let's take this room. We're going to copy it, clone it. It's not going to overwhelm my computer, but actually now that I think about it, I don't really need to clone it because I'm making a nighttime team. So they're going to be in the same room. Okay, so what do we have? 250,000. We're going to add people to this team. We want 4 more added to this team. Let's see. Core has 13 people in it right now, and that includes the founder. So there's 12 in this room, and we have room for 16. So let's add 4 people to core, and then we're going to get another new team, which is going to cost me more money, but I'm going to have to do contracts and stuff to keep that afloat because I can't rely on the stock market yet, right? So let's go in, hire a few more designers, I think is where we're short on this. We actually have a good amount of designers, but this is because... this is wrong. Yeah, this is because of contracts. I don't want contracts to be a part of this. I want it to be a core project. And so with that being done, I need a lot more developers and a lot more designers. So we're looking for designer developers. And I think actually we'll do programmers, developer seconds is probably what we should do because we need a lot more programmers too. So we're going to say that we want designer seconds. And then if I take a look at the chart here, system is something that we have a lot of, but we need more. And we're also probably good on 2D. So maybe we focus a little bit more on architecture and system. It's a pretty heavy part of this. So why don't we pay for the specialization in system, architecture, and 2D. I think we just need more of these people. And we need them to be compatible with core. And yeah, I think this is where we need to be. Start looking for this. I need 4 of you. 4 more people. So this is fantastic. 2D, a little bit of architecture design. Not getting any hardware here, but otherwise quite fantastic. You're hired. Yeah, pretty good here. Let me just check out my other options here before I get crazy. I like this. You're hired. Let's put you in here as well. Fast learner, modest. Love it. Here you go. And final bit here is probably this guy. We're not paying for any points here. I do like the fact that you have some architecture ability to develop though. And so I think maybe this guy, because he's got capacitor as well. We'll hire you. Isn't it 1 more? I think it's 1 more. So why don't we try this guy? We'll hire you. Okay, core should have, I believe, 17 people in it now. Has 18. So I added 1 too many. We're going to take one of these guys and form a new team. Okay. No, I think for now we'll just kick one of them to contracts. One of these guys got to go to contracts. Let me let's go with maybe you. Kennedy Graham, you can go to contracts. So that way we're not overflowing this. So there's 17 people in core now. That's fine. That room is full. So the next thing we want to do is we want to have a core team, but now we want something that happens overnight so they can constantly work on it overnight. So that is where we hire employees. This time we're looking for designers, programmers. It could be a little, honestly, just leave it the way it was because it was actually fine. Yeah, like this. System, 2D, and architecture is the primary. What we want now, though, is night owl. That one's very important. They work better at night. They don't like early mornings. Otherwise, people are going to get irritated by working at night. These guys don't. So now we're targeting this trait as well as not having these traits. Medium salary is fine for this team to start. So let's begin looking. We're going compatible with core. And then I want to switch it. And we're going to create a new team called Core N. So I name mine with this -N to tell me that it's basically a copy of whatever this team is doing, but it's running at night. That's how it tells me. So I would do support N, marketing 1 N, etc. Okay. So we want to have all these guys are night owls, right? And right away, I like this guy. He's pretty good. He's got some architecture skills too, but the 3 is huge. Having 3 stars is huge. So we're going to hire you first, Anna Kemp. And then I don't know why the interface is glitching. That's kind of weird, right? We're going to say, it wasn't just my face, was it? Like my eyes weren't doing that. You guys saw that too, right? 1, let's go 2, let's go 3. For some reason, I can't use the arrows. There it goes. A little bit of art would be fine. Yeah, a little help on the artwork side of things. That'd be good. I think we'll go great here too. Neat freak. Oakland is the cheapest person in this list. And he was the one I was considering. So, yep. Oakland Valenzook, or whatever your name is. There we go. Okay, your breaks are going to happen staggered with the other core team. So I want you with August. That way you guys are not both taking a break on the same month. Well, you kind of are. August, I suppose. So I should probably change you guys. So let's have May. That way it's May, June, then July, August. So that room is set. That room's going to be used all the time now. I'm a little bit nervous about that one, gotta say. Just being honest. We're going to have Char Engine be assigned to both. And now I can get a feel for how much we have. So we have way more designers than needed. And way few programmers. Interesting that the programmers are only at 13. I feel like we have more programmers than that, unless they're not set to the role, which they kind of should be. Core N, employees. Everyone's set to that for now. I don't know if that's updated, because like literally all of these guys are set to programmer, and there's 16 in the team, so there shouldn't be 13 programmers in here. So I feel like that's, yeah, now it's showing me 0. Oh, that's for house builder, sorry. Yeah, still only showing me 13. I feel like that's not up to date. Either way, though, we're going to need some other money here. So let's get contracts to maybe deviate from what they're doing here. And get another contract going over here. I'm not sure why multiple teams are selected here. There we go. So we want to deviate. Let's have logistics application for contracts happen there. And let's also go in and have the physical motor done by contracts there. These game assets are really fast. So I guess we'll have those done as well because they're really, really fast to do. Like these should take no time at all. And pretty much all of these things should take no time at all for this team. We're just going to go down the list and have all of these done. And I mean, House Builder, we could turn this in sooner, right? But these guys are paying us per day. So I feel like it's in our invested interest to keep this going, right? And like we have almost the right amount of designers. So we just have to turn it in to them in time. So what I plan to do is just let it develop the entire duration of this 95 months until it gets down to the point where we have to deliver it there. And then we just hit develop. And that sends it away. And whatever the highest iteration quality we had at the time, that's what we end up getting. But we're going to put this on the lower priority so that they focus these things instead. And then I think what I'm going to do with the contracts team is get them on a limit. We're going to say that you do at most 3 contracts at once. Let's say 2 at once. At most, you do 2 at once. And so you're going to be at your limit, of course. And we should see these other things start to flow in. We might need core to take some of these, but we'll see. The really fast ones, I feel like, are the ones you should do first. So why don't we get the really fast ones, which are down here, these game asset ones. We're going to bop these to be the highest priority for now because they're very fast. And then I guess I can pause this one so that you start the other ones. Yeah, develop that. Here we go. Develop that. Develop this. This is done. Develop this. Promote that. Finish that. This is promoted. Promote that. Finished. There you go. Turn this back on. These things are taking a little bit of time now. It's okay. They're like going to lunch and everything, so that makes sense. Can you guys maybe... oh, is the priority... Is it what's the deal here? These things don't take that long to do. Don't do that. Develop this. Yeah, I guess that's the way it is. So what I could do maybe, just to keep these things moving, as I can assign this to core N as well, so that they'll hit this overnight. But I need to, that's a lot of wages, dude. That's a lot of wages. So we need our sales to bump up here too. Now we had pretty decent sales yesterday. And then also for our deals, we should be able to handle more print jobs too. Let me really quick check that. Yeah, we're printing nothing for customers right now. So let's grab this print job as well. Should be able to handle that, no issue. And then I'm also, I think, depending on how many sales I get for chart image shop, let me just see really quick. We've only had 200 refunds. That's neat. We need to fix these bugs though. Maybe we'll have these fixed by core N overnight as well, just so we can get that done. Core N is in the house here. Right? There they go. They're working on things. You're gonna fix these bugs for us. There we go. Finish that up. Now it's a little bit better platform here. A little bit better. Let's also change this back to support so don't forget. Yeah, and then this can just be the update for that. This is done, so we just promote this and finish it. And now core N is going to keep focusing on the char engine. And then I think probably let's have you go and assign you to core N here too, so that you can get some little bit progress on that as well. Fire inspectors visiting soon, yada, yada, yada. I did, you can see, you know, kind of start this process, and I don't think I interfere with any of our fire stuff. I don't think, but there's a chance, I guess. So maybe I don't think I need it in the hallway. I kind of wish I could see it by going like this. But this is like only as of the last inspection is what this is. So it doesn't really tell me what I need to know. This is just brake lights, which is kind of funny that that's highlighting in this view. Assembly lines, room grouping, traffic density, electricity, water. I don't think there's any way to see that other than just flammability. And I mean, I have all those things protected. There's my sprinkler right there. Yeah, I think we're going to pass the fire inspection this time around. I hope we're going to pass the fire inspection this time around. If I take a look at my servers, main SCM has like 0 load. Yeah, because we're not actually doing... I mean, we're designing right now. We're not developing. We're designing at the moment. So the main SCM is doing nothing. You'll also notice that smoke is gone. I've decided to pull it off, or I've decided to uninstall it because I can't really do networking stuff, and I want to be able to do networking stuff. So I got to wait. And if I just leave those things out, then I have the running costs associated with them as well, and I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to pull them into inventory. I already paid for them, but... we'll just pull them in inventory for now. And to be honest, if we wait until that inventory stuff happens, if we wait until that, like, we're going to be able to do medium servers anyway. So maybe I just sell these and get some of that money back. Maybe that's the best play. We just sell them. I mean, I get like $1,000 back. It's like half, but whatever. You know, I'm going to be buying the other ones anyway. I'm not going to be using these, so I might as well just sell these. Yeah, just do this. Probably the slowest possible way I could have done that, but whatever. It's fine. I don't know how to mass sell things from inventory. I think you have to place them before you can sell them, so. Okay, we had decent sales yesterday too, 143,000. Not bad. It is declining a little bit, but that's to be expected. This is a very stable. We don't have a whole lot of stuff to do here, which is nice. And we don't have anything to develop, so there's nothing for a support team to do right now. Maybe... because of that, we can go into our deals and we can offer support to other companies and get paid for it. So how about this one? This is a games company. We can add this to support, and now support can handle support for these guys. That gives them something to do every day and us more income. Yeah, I like that. We'll see how bogged down they are with this. They're probably fine. It's 191,000 users, but we do have people that are capable of 2 tickets each. So I think I can probably handle more than that. We can go with maybe this anti-cheat software. I don't remember Watch Network. I don't know where they're only offering me 5,000, so it's probably a very small amount of users. Maybe this one is better. Let's see how our support team handles doing 2 of these. And that would be, I think that's all we really need to do here. These might be stable platforms. Let's see. It might be stable applications. So far, satisfaction is 100%, and they have something to do every day now. Cool. Also, we're already fixing the bugs in this software, so let's just go ahead and send that. There we go. Image shop is good as we continue everything else, yeah? So keeping myself alive as I proceed. All right, the support jobs seem to be going pretty well. So I like that for us. That's great. We have some extra bugs to fix, so we'll have support work on that in the morning. There we go. These deals, right? They're pretty good. I'm liking it. We're going to accept that printing job too. So our printers are actually kicking out a little bit of money for us. Loving that. We did fail the fire inspection. I didn't have a sprinkler here. I didn't have the sprinkler there. So yeah, I did fail that. Never gonna succeed in the fire extinguisher. Anyway, the marketing, it's time to put this to work. So tomorrow I want my marketing team to actually have some people in it and be working, because I've got a lot of deals offering, and there's money to be made here, right? We can keep our doors open a little bit longer by doing some of these deals with our people. So now here's the thing, right? 54,000 a day. That's okay. But how much per day does the marketing team cost me in wages? Is it going to be a net negative? I don't know, right? So what I hope to have is be able to do 2 of the marketing campaigns, and left to where the money is offsetting the wages. That's the biggest problem with this. So we want to have, we're going service. Yeah, service, marketing, none, high, I believe, is where we want to be. Let me double check how that works. Service, click somebody. Service, marketing. So we have press videos, photos, releases. None of this actually means that they market faster, but I'm eventually going to want to do videos and stuff for my own self, right? So we're going to have that happen. We do not need the night owl trait here. In fact, I'd love to have capacitor on these guys if I could. Let's go for high salary for now. And we don't need any compatibility with anyone here. There's no reason for that. maybe I can go, maybe make them compatible with accounting, only if some of them happen to have some kind of accounting skill. I might be able to throw them over there, but I don't think we really need that. They're right next to accounting. So I'm just like, you know, they're so close. I want them to be compatible kind of thing. So let's begin looking. Now we're going to assign them to marketing. So let's see what we want to do here. 3 stars marketing, love it. Also, this is great. Maybe we can find a team leader. There it is. So this one is development task. This is any task. This is our support and marketing tasks. So we really only need the 1 star. All right, I filled the marketing team with 16 people. We have a total of just under $70,000 in salaries. We're going to have you guys working 8 to 5. There you go. Now we have 77,000. So just under $80,000 in salaries. If we can somehow offset that, then we can build reputation and stuff and satisfy our demands and make a little bit of extra cash every day is what I want to do. So let's go ahead and make sure that we're getting our building laid in here. So this room supports basically 8 people. It's not very well designed. We're going to just gut it and move it over here. So I'm thinking we take, tell you what, why don't we just take the whole room just as it is, and we will rotate it with the period button. There we go. Actually, I want to know which direction that door is. So if I click this, okay, the door is on the blue arrow side. So if I rotate this, that's where I want the door. We can do it probably here. Yeah, I know there's a wall going through this. So I think maybe we pull this back like that first. That's better. And then go ahead and do it again. So take this room, clone it, rotate it, and it goes like right here. Okay, so that's a full clone with all the stuff in it. That's fine. Now we can gut all this, or I can move this to an expanded part of this room. So that's what I'm planning to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It goes that big. I think that will work. I'm just looking at how all this other stuff will be. Yeah, seems fine. It's in line with this wall, so it's going all the way to there anyway. So it's going to be there. Okay, everything seems solid. In fact, it might even be too solid because there's a utility room here. I can move the utilities. It's the same. Is it the same? 1, 2, 3, 4 wide here. 1, 2, 3, 4 wide here. All right, we'll take all of this stuff in this room. Okay, just highlight it all. It's cool. And we will move it so I don't have to sell it. And we'll do something like this. These are all configured already with phones and everything. They should be good to go. Clock. We've got the bookcase. We've got all the plants and stuff. All the HVAC systems set up. It's not whining about trash bins or anything like that. So we're good to go. So I want to remove this wall. But before I do that, let's go ahead and dismantle this. I want to change where these are. So we want this to be a really nice room in here. Also, you know, again, with the founder. This, I think I want to keep as a wall, like through there, and maybe I'm almost tempted to like I want the founder at the end of the hall. I'm kind of obsessed with it, really. We're gonna leave it alone. I'm trying to do something different with this. So this has to be the reception room. Okay, is what I'm trying to do. This needs to be the reception room. People meet with us and do deals, and then this is just this open area where people can hang out. But this is not where people are waiting. I think we're gonna change the interior for this room too. Why don't we change this to like one of this, something like this, but I want a darker color wood, a darker color like paneling look. So we take the interior and maybe we go, it's like a darker, maybe, I don't know, maybe brighter colors is better here, right? Bright for happiness, right? Yeah, brighter happiness. What's the color of trust, right? The color of trust is blue. Everyone knows that. Blue is the color of trust. Let's have a blue wall. Very similar to this one. Maybe we just leave it. We could just leave this. Let's just make it hallway. It's the same exact thing as the other way. And then what I want to do is I want to remove this wall, but I want to have the wall, but I want to remove the wall. It's a hard... here's how we'll do this, because I need this to be a separate room anyway. I wanted it to be like a wall in the center, and then you can walk around it on both sides kind of thing. But it has to be a separate room. So it has to be like this then. So we're going to go like this. There. That's kind of what I was thinking of. So move this plant over that way. And there we go. Maybe we change these plants to be a little bit bigger. And maybe not clipping through the wall would be better. There we go. Maybe slide this over a little bit. Slide this over a little bit. So this room is going to be kept cleaner, right? And maybe we even change the materials on the floor, because we can do that too. Maybe make it like a wood paneling kind of thing. I like this. Yeah, this is great. This is much better. I like that. Okay, so we'll have this be our new welcome room. I feel like this is just kind of crowded though. So I want to move the rug and have it be... yeah, I just feel like this stuff is really crowded. I feel like this wall kind of does need to move this way. Man. Yeah. All right, fine. We're going to move the wall one tile in. I'm going to put my foot down and do it. I don't like it, but we're going to do it. Let's take this, because it's too crowded in this waiting room right now. And I want things designed a certain way, all right? And of course, we need all the other fixins that I always keep forgetting. I'm going to fail every single fire. Every time I make a new place, I'm going to fail the fire inspection. There's this. There's this. I did it. Fire inspection's done. We need ventilation. We need the radiator. I think this wall is probably going to have a television at some point. That makes sense to me. So we'll move this out of the way so I can fit the TV here. At some point, anyway. Radiator can go back behind here, so it keeps the receptionist warm. There we go. $271,000 is what we have. We want to have marketing contracts for people now. We're going to have a marketing team, so they're going to have marketing contracts. So we're going to come over to our deals, and we want this to be assigned to the marketing team. Now, I don't want to hit this button yet. I want to let the day tick over first, just so I get credit for it on the day. I don't want to have to be like, have a failed day or something like that, because that can be a thing. But as long as we can accept 2 of these, then these guys will pay for themselves. And if they can do more than that, then great. So I can see their progress, see how well they do, and we can go from there. So looks like we made a little bit of money on stuff there, but now I can accept this stuff. So let's say marketing for Short Hike. This is a game. They want $30,000 budget per month. They're paying us $54,000 for it. Let's just filter this by the offers. So let's go ahead and accept that one with marketing 1. And then I want to do this one too, $30,000 as well. Marketing 1 can go there. If they can handle both of these, that would be superb. I would love that if you could handle both of these. So I need $60,000 worth of marketing per day out of essentially 16 people that also have the leadership perks that go along with that, right? So both of that is going to happen. Is it time to get a maintenance man? I think not yet. I'm going to be stubborn. I'm only going to call them when necessary.